What is log? You might have been seeing videos that goes from this to this, and that is logarithmic, and it is gamma curve. If you want the best dynamic range for your footage, then you should probably shoot on log profiles, and this will allow you to play around with your footage while editing. This is because the dynamic range of a camera comes into play while using your log profile, and your log profile enhances your footage in post-production. One of the best ways to maximize your log profile is to convert it to Rec 709. I know that most cinematographers or most video editors don't convert their footage to Rec 709, and this makes their footage looks a bit washed out, although it might look a bit cinematic depending on how you edit it. You see them adding saturation or contrast while they've not converted their footage to Rec 709. Rec 709 is the standard viewing quality of televisions. So what we do most times is after shooting on log, we convert it to Rec 709 before color grading. I will always advise, if you are starting out as a content creator or a cinematographer, you shouldn't always shoot on log because shooting on log can be a bit trickish, yeah? So you need to overexpose your footage a bit to get the contrast more, and at the same time balance your highlight. You need to expose rightly to get your shadows while maintaining highlight. It's a bit tricky, but you just have to know how to play around with your footage while shooting on log profile, or else you will end up damaging your footage more rather than getting the best out of your footage while shooting on log. Also, please note, shooting on log is different from shooting on raw. If you have a raw footage, it simply means you are shooting basically flat. When I mean flat, I mean you are working up your ISO again from beginning and your white balance. You are just shooting flat, 0, 0, 0, everything. But a log profile has a level of contrast that you can play around with. That makes it much better while editing for high-level productions. Shooting on raw, your footage becomes uncompressed straight from the sensor of your camera down to your video editing platform. Just straight, no effect, no contrast, no nothing, 100% raw. This makes your footage very heavy and large. It occupies lots of space, unlike shooting on log profile. It's just the same thing as your normal 1080 or same thing as your 4K. The only difference is that it has more room and more dynamic range for you to play around with. And one thing you need to know is that not all cameras have the log profile. That means if you are buying a camera, do well to make your research and know the type of camera that supports log capabilities. Most cameras don't really come with log, but if your camera does not have the log, you can actually reduce your saturation, your contrast, and every other settings down to like 0, 0, 0, so that you can have the same thing, but what you can have is the natural flat, but it's not log profile, because that is an inbuilt log profile that comes with the camera. Do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel and see you in the next video.